Instead, as you know, Terrell Owens celebrated his induction at his alma mater, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
There's been a lot of speculation and false reports as to why I chose not to be there. I would like to set the record straight. It's not because how many times it took for me to be voted into the hall. It's about the mere fact that the sports writers are not in alignment with the mission and core values of the Hall of Fame. I wanted to take a stand so the next guy coming after me will not have to go through what I and others have gone through. Whether it's 3 years or 45 years, you should get what you rightfully earned.
So that's another time that Terrell Owens explains that his problem is with the people who do the voting. Again, you and T.O. have a close relationship. I know him a little bit here. Ryan, I don't know how well you know Terrell over the years. But I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to him in the last recent time. What was your take on the whole weekend?
Yeah, I talked to him over the last couple of days, and actually this played out typical T.O. Think about this. So we show Urlacher, we show Ray Lewis, we show Brian Dawkins, we show Randy Moss. They were all together, celebrating being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then T.O.'s famous soundbite is what? I love me some me.
Yeah.
Then we cover him separately. This is exactly how he wants it, and it played out that way. Now, I do agree, there was a character assassination amongst T.O. Critics that stopped him from initially getting into the Hall of Fame. But he's not the first person that deserved to be a first ballot Hall of Famer that didn't get in. So how do you respond to that? You make it about you. And that's exactly what he did. This him being who he is. We're talking about him because he was not there. We're not talking about the guys that were there, and that's why we're talking about this topic right now.
What do you think?
I thought it was all pretty predictable. I'm pretty over it by now at this point. Like, he says that this is so the next guy doesn't have to wait 3 years or 45 years. Hey, some guys wait, man. Some guys wait. And I know it's frustrating. I remember working with Chris Carter for years and how frustrated he would get. I like that the Pro Football Hall of Fame is actually a little bit more challenging to get into, and some of that's because it's backlogged. We can sit here and talk about the receiver stats, but if you go through 8 or 9 of the top 10 all time in these receivers, they're all from this generation because it's a passing league now. So he's great. He deserved to be a Hall of Famer, but he took it so much more personally than anyone else, which is kind of exactly what you thought he would do. And, good. I'm glad he had his moment. I'm glad he had fun with the whole thing. But I don't want to analyze it anymore.
The whole thing had, and I'd like T.O., and so I don't mean this to sound as harsh as it's going to sound, but the whole thing felt a little bit pathetic to me as I watched it actually happen. And I've been saying for weeks that there's an air of sadness that I feel about the way he allowed this thing to play out unnecessarily. He got into the Hall of Fame. He was welcome to be one of all of those people. If he wanted to celebrate this with the people at his alma mater, he could have done that literally any other day of his life. To choose that day to do it, if it was important to him to be with those people.
Greeny, and to take it out on the writers, which he says there's been mischaracterization. That's fine, but you're still going at the writers, and you don't like that. And you know what? No one likes the media that much anymore. It feels like, and it's like these media guys are in charge of it. But when I've been to the Cooperstown weekend for the Hall of Fame guys, those guys get together, they play golf early, they give each other a hard time. Every living member is basically up there. I would hate to be an athlete and not have that camaraderie just for a couple more days to make it remind me of what it was like to be in a locker room.
But also, as a fan of the sport, I just sat back and I was like, it didn't end so very well in Philadelphia. So it made me think, what kind of relationship does he have with somebody like Brian Dawkins? Mm-hmm. I remember as a player, him mocking Ray Lewis. I remember him using Ray multiple times as an example of people not necessarily judging what have been considered some of his potential past transgressions versus Terrell Owens, who's never had any off-the-field issues. So when you sit in his seat, you're like, these guys are being celebrated for their football exploits, and I'm being judged by my character when, in theory, I haven't gotten in any problem.
I get it. I understand. He's not wrong. He should have been in the Hall of Fame before he was. But who did he hurt with this? The people he's mad at, if the people he's mad at are the people who didn't put him in the first or second time, this didn't impact them at all. And it's not going to change anything. The stand that he's taking here is not about something really important in the world. It's not like he's making some huge social statement.
True story.
If you felt the need to do that, he's talking about the process by which we vote people into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which everyone acknowledges is imperfect. But the whole thing, it just felt crazy to me. I don't know what else to say. It's never happened before. Now, next year, another class will go in, and Terrell Owens, who has the gold jacket and earned it by being one of the greatest players of all time, will be welcome to be one of the players who
You
will
would
be
hope
there.
he'd
Will he
wanna go,
Do you think he'll
you
go?
know?
I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to him about that. Will he ever go?
I don't think he will. I think staying true to his character and personality would be for him not to go. And again, the reason why we're talking about him and not the other Hall of Famers, Greeny.
Well, Ray Lewis is still going, so
No
that's
question.
why.
And Ray Lewis' bust looks nothing like him.
Yeah, that's true.
The reason why we're talking about T.O. is because he didn't go. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
He won.